Hi, everyone. My name is Anna, and welcome to tonight's message, Fearing Love, from our Fear Series 101. And today's message is from 1 John 4:18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not been perfected in love. This verse is about God's love, His perfect love, which eliminates fear in our lives, and specifically fear of being punished in love. It tells us that love is powerful, it transforms relationships, and that we should love without fear. Specifically, loving in God's perfect love, loving others as ourselves, and in the same way that God loves us. Simply put, if we consider love to be perfect, then love is powerful enough to stop our fear. And when we do this, we begin to understand that love is not really a feeling, but a way to understand that true love, especially God's love, will not allow fear to enter our hearts, simply because it is God's love and fear and love cannot exist together. Because it's not only perfect, but unconditional. And this sets us free by reassuring us that we're accepted how we are, exactly how we are, in the eyes of God. Straight up, pure, unconditional love, which is exactly what I built this platform on. And the exact reason I chose fear of love as my first topic. So today's question is this: if that's true, and unconditional love has no fear, then why are we even having this discussion? Well, you're about to get most likely the most honest answer that you'll ever hear. Humans allow fear in love, and we don't reflect perfect love like God. We allow fear into our hearts, and especially we do it in love because we're insecure and doubtful, because we're afraid of it and about what others are going to think, failure of the relationship, and fear of the future. We put conditions on love and we lose confidence that it won't be successful. We create hurdles, anxiety, panic, avoidance, and we disrupt our own relationships because we're human and our ego gets in our way. And that causes division and creates the very fear that we truly experience. We literally manifest it into our human life as a punishment, which is much deeper than just the human limits that we naturally put on love. We create our own dread, and then we do the worst thing ever. We try to blame someone else for it, which causes even more division. And then we stand around broken trying to figure out what happened, and it's straight up self-sabotage at its finest. And we do it both consciously and unconsciously, and it most often ends relationships in the most painful ways. And if you don't think you do it, well, let me clarify for you. You have, and you'll do it again. And if you believe for 1 second that you honestly have never self-sabotaged your love, gaslighted, been jealous, or avoided being responsible for your own actions, well, you're wrong. So here's how it goes. Your partner or someone else you love expresses frustration, disappointment, or anger about your behavior. You get upset about it. You stop answering calls, replying to texts. You cancel appointments or dates just because you don't want to talk about it. And in love relationships, maybe you're afraid to move to the next level. Does that sound familiar? Well, this is self-sabotage. It is a fear of love. And it's a destructive pattern caused from a difficult past. And it comes from how we're parented, events in our teenage years, how our first love treated us, how we were disciplined, other childhood trauma. The list goes on and on. Now, we all have different experiences in our past, so you'll have to apply it as needed. But the truth is this: we are afraid of intimacy and being close physically or emotionally with others. We see our experiences in the past as negative, and we believe that our human feelings and intimacy mean I just can't trust people that I'm close to. And because when we were children, we couldn't end the relationships that we were unhappy about, we grew up believing that we just are to trust those who have hurt us. So we grow into adults this way, and as adults, we panic when we have any interaction at all that seems like betrayal or abuse, whether it is or not, and we end up leaving our relationship. We become fearful of the abandonment while we're being vulnerable. And we worry that we're going to lose ourselves or our identity by being in love. Some people walk away entirely. Some take a break and don't return. A few, find their way back by choosing to heal, which means facing themselves in the mirror and choosing to stop this pattern learned from generations before. And it's a very painful experience, which then brings you to a crossroad of self-discovery and healing, or it repeats its self-sabotage. And it's a vicious, ugly, and heart-wrenching circle when it continually repeats. And worse yet, we teach it to others, including our own children. So you might ask, how do I know this? Well, because I did it. It's exactly why I became a grief coach. And it was during my healing process that I discovered who I was, and I finally faced myself. I chose to end the self-sabotage, and I chose love. But once I made that choice, God brought me to self-love and unconditional love. And if you're a regular here, you know what I've been through. You've watched in real time as I've completed this entire process. And it is how I can say to you today that self-love and finding God and choosing God's love is what saved me. And I'm now living a very different life. And if I said I was grateful, well, that would be an understatement. You really do not understand who you are or what you are until you ask God to truly open your eyes. The realization is transforming and mortifying at the same time. So my message for you today is this. If you're looking for ways to get out of relationships, gaslighting, serial dating, being jealous, criticizing, avoiding, holding grudges, being promiscuous, having low self-esteem, avoiding meeting people's parents, moving in, or anything else that helps you avoid emotional consequences or financial responsibility. And if you're always asking yourself, what if something goes wrong? How am I going to get out? Then I'm talking to you. And you're trying to convince yourself right now that I'm crazy and that love is painful and it's just plain fearful. Well, my friend, you have a trauma pattern. And you will repeat it if you don't get help to overcome it. But to do that, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to look in the mirror. You must face all the times and ways that you have abused or hurt others and yourself because of your own fear of abandonment, rejection. You have to be vulnerable and stop that pattern of fear. I encourage you today to trust God and refuse to give in. With God, you can make things right. I am living proof. And once you learn how to do that and choose to love unconditionally as God loves you, you will no longer be afraid. I promise you, because I have done it, that it's going to happen. So today I'm going to tell you to find a therapist, find self-love, find God, and your suffering will end. For me, it was almost like a miracle. So today I challenge you to embrace love. It really is the antidote that you seek. Grow in love and see how it changes you and replaces your uncertainty. Choose self-love in your actions, decisions, and interactions with others. Choose God and find unconditional love for yourself and forgiveness. This time, choose you. And when you look in the mirror, choose to reflect the perfect love of God inside of you. Because fear, it has no place there. My friends, love truly is the answer. If this resonated with you, please like and share my post. And thank you for your donations to my divine mission and for helping me to keep my messages alive. I'll see you tomorrow.